right, man. I didn't turn my heat on. My dog is very happy that I did that. Apparently, it's supposed to snow in Detroit Sunday. It may stick, it may not stick. So, giving y'all boys your heads up about that. But we have the Washington Commanders in the building. Well, we'll be going today building Sunday. Jaden Daniels hurt his elbow. That was concern for him coming out of college. Let me speak on that for a minute about brother Jaden Daniels, which I'm a huge fan of. Um, and this will be a 425 game. I'm really not really feeling the Lions ever since the Kansas City game and all this gambling. You see, the UFC got hit by the feds. Um, they got hit by the feds for gambling. If you didn't see that, they kept that very low key. But we're not here to speak on why that is, right? Um, you know, I'm kind of like it's fake. I mean, I was hearing some stories about Donovan Mitchell a couple weeks ago had like 15 points in one half of a game and then turned around and took two shots in the second half. Wemby had 9 points in the game, and it was something fishy that happened last night, I think, or the other night. I can't remember what it was. So they gambling out here, and they not hiding it. I really started to really pick up on it when the Luka trade to Dallas, and then they ended up with the number one pick, even though historically, the inaugural NBA lottery was fixed. Excuse me, allegedly. Bill Simmons did a video about it, and I like Bill Simmons outside of the ESPN sphere. Okay, I really do. He's way better independent. And a lot of these guys are, we talk about it's a surplus of shitty podcasts, but it's a lot of guys that went independent is phenomenal. Podcasters. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to guys like Bill Simmons. He's phenomenal podcaster. Outside of ESPN, right? I feel like Dan Patrick was better when he left ESPN. He's now back in partnership with them. But Jaden Daniels, where Washington failed him at, and where Dallas really helped Dak at the most, is a running game. They should have got Jaden Daniels a full-on running game. And that's one thing I don't like about the offensive coordinator, Cliff Kingsbury. He's a pass-happy guy. Jaden Daniels playing outside in the elements in DC. Put me in the pocket. Shout out to DC, right? I know about y'all culture. Shout out to the original Chocolate City, all right? They should have got him a running game. No matter how prolific of a passer, he should not be a leading rusher, especially how skinny and frail he is and how fragile he is. And he got that, he got that label in college. He's a very thin guy. They need to protect him with a running game. Why is Dak an MVP candidate or MVPs type of guy this year? The ability to run the ball. Remember, Baker was an MVP candidate. Why? You know what I'm saying? They were running the ball effectively with Bucky Irvin. All right? They was running effectively but when Bucky went out, Baker started to slide. I mean, other things happen. So a running game is any quarterback's best friend. You know what I'm saying? Regardless if you're year one or year 51. It is a quarterback's best friend. So that's where they failed Jaden Daniels, that they need to go out there, find him a running game, and he will become so much more, efficient. He would probably y'all probably would be in the Super Bowl this year. The defense, from what I've been seeing, the defense ain't bad at all. I think the run defense, from what I see, and I could be wrong, is tightened up. It's tightened up. So, yeah, I don't have anything against the Commanders. The two teams I fucking hate is Dallas and Chicago, bitch ass. Them just my personal hatred for teams, right? But the Lions are 5-3, 2-2 on the road. Commanders are 2-2 at home, 3-6. Lions opened up as a 3.5 point favorite. That was the opening line when they dropped it. Now they're 7.5 favorite. So a touchdown and some. The total is over and under is 49.5. The money line is negative 425. So you have to bet 425 to win 100. If you bet 100 on Washington at plus 320, you win $320 for every 100 that you bet. The indicator gives line 65.7% chance to win. Washington 34.1. Obviously you see why some of those lines is winning hard in the Lions' direction. Jaden Daniels is out. He was a leading passer at 1,184 yards. Goff is 19-15, 17 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Gibbs is 551 yards, 6 TDs on 113 carries. Krosky Merritt, 94 catches, 4 touchdowns, 440, has a really interesting story. Debo Samuel's your leading receiver. You know you lose, and I don't even need to address that. See what St. Brown doing. See what Aiden Hutchinson doing. Shout out to D. Armstrong. He went on IR. He was balling. Bobby Wagner still doing it. It was a guy that a lot of the Lions wanted, fans wanted. But right now, Swell, injured shoulder. Taylor Decker, injured shoulder. Craig Reynolds, hamstring. All those questionable, including Jacob Sailors. I don't know who that is. Running back, questionable. Uh, Miles Frazier not, ready to go. Shout out to Eddie Goldman still doing it. Quan Martin, Eddie Goldman, Trey Amos, concussion, hamstring, hip. Taylor Owen, safety, hamstring. Marshawn Lattimore out, ACL. He fucked his ACL up. He ain't really been the same the last 2 years. Um, Washington has lost their last 1, 2, 3, 4. We are 1, 2, 3, 2 in the last 5, right? This whole matchup, man. Let me check the weather out. All right, let me check the weather. Let me check the weather. Let's see. So Sunday, it is expected some precipitation. 25% light rain, so it may get a little funky. So around game time, what are we talking about? So it should be dry. It should be kind of dry around game time, around 63 degrees, 65 degrees around game time. So it should be clear, but we know how Mother Nature works. So yeah, it should be clear around game time. So honestly, if I'm Washington, you know, I know Lions historically struggle with mobile quarterbacks. That's kind of changing this year. But I want to set up my guy Marcus Mariota, which he is fragile too. They got the most fragilest running backs. I want to set him up for success. So, and how I can set him up for success to win this football game is to, use his legs. Whether we're doing read options with the option to pass, whether we are sitting there dropping back and moving the pocket. And, I want to get him as mobile as possible. That's my thing about it. I want to get him as mobile as possible. So, I think that's the ticket for them is to really exploit, Marcus Mariota athleticism, get guys like Debo in space, and really test what the Lions do from boundary to boundary. I would try to run wide, run straight up the middle. I would try anything that can get my quarterback legs moving and really stretch that Lions defense. That would be my game plan defensively for them. I'm gonna see what Minnesota and what Green Bay did. That's exactly what I'm cooking up. I'm seeing where they had success at, whether it's with stunts, wraps, moving the offense, moving the defensive line and moving guys inside, outside, and trying to make it very, very confusing on the offensive line. Who coming, who going, coming up to the line of scrimmage, disguising my pressures, and really, doing that. Even when you look at the Tampa Bay game, and we know Ty Bowles is known for his great disguises and coverages that he does and blitzes that he does. Even when you look at that, you know what I'm saying? Even when you look at that, right? Um, the Lions still pretty much struggled in that game. So they're struggling with, who coming, who going, stunts. They're struggling. They're struggling defense. They struggling offensive line with communication. And now you got to remember, they lose their left guard for a while, and the brother Christian Mahogany. So if I'm Washington, I'm calling a lot of blitzes. I'm disguising a lot of blitzes. Who coming, who going, and that's what I'm disguising. I know once Jared Goff get off that mark, it's going to be an incompletion, a pick, a fumble, a sack, or he gonna throw it in the dirt per usual. So if I'm the Lions and we having these conversations about what do we need to do to be successful, what do we need to do to be successful? My thing is this: I'm running the ball. I'm not making it where it's difficult for my offensive line. Go out there, attack, 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 get downhill and attack. I want to impose my will on Washington. I want to move mountains. I want to run them out the arena. We're gonna play gritty football. Fuck explosive plays. Fuck trying to get it down the field. I want to impose my will on Washington. I want to put the league on a notice that we will run over you. We still can will run over you. That would be my. I want to come out and be the most physical football team that we can be. That is my objective if I'm the Detroit Lions. That's it. I tell John Morton, fire up some of your most physical run plays. That's what we're gonna do, and we're gonna play action off of that. Simple as that. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. So we don't have to complicate that. And defensively for the Lions, be prepared for the wheels of Mariota. Do what y'all did to Lamar Jackson. Get back, get them down, hit them hard, keep them down. So that's as simple as that. Don't let them start running the ball. I think Terry McLaurin is also out, and this is why they don't be wanting to pay ninjas and stuff of that nature. But I think the Lions will get the job done. I think we're going to see a score about 30-20. I think that's what you will see. They'll slightly cover that point total, in my opinion. They was barely covered by 0.5. By 0.5. They're barely covered by 0.5. Okay. So that's what I believe. But if y'all gonna be successful in the future or the near future, I've done some adjustments defensively. Y'all gonna have to get that brother a run game. So that's my opinion on it. Hit the link tree. Find me on Facebook, Kick, Instagram, the whole nine. Everything inside the link tree. My other platforms. I appreciate the love, support. Peace.